Ever catch yourself talking to yourself in a way you'd never let anyone else talk to you? What if I told you that in just 21 days, you could completely change the way you speak to yourself, and in turn, change your entire life? Stick around, because this isn't just about positive thinking. This is about rewiring your mind to work for you, not against you. Let's be real. Life can feel like a constant battle. Work, relationships, finances, the noise of the world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But what if the real battle isn't out there? What if it's the voice inside your head? The way you talk to yourself shapes everything. Your confidence, your decisions, and ultimately your results. Today we're diving into a simple but powerful method to transform that inner dialogue. And no, this isn't about fake positivity. This is about creating a mindset that sets you up for success, no matter what life throws at you. Here's the problem. Most of us don't even realize how destructive our self-talk can be. Think about it. When you make a mistake, what's the first thing you say to yourself? I'm so stupid. Why can't I get this right? Or maybe you're constantly comparing yourself to others, telling yourself you're not good enough, not smart enough, not successful enough. Sound familiar? The truth is, the way you talk to yourself becomes your reality. If you're constantly putting yourself down, you're programming your mind to expect failure. But what if you could flip the script? What if you could train your mind to work for you, not against you? That's exactly what we're going to do, starting today. The power of self-talk isn't just some fluffy concept. It's a tool. Every thought you have, every word you say to yourself is either building you up or tearing you down. Think of your mind like a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, that's exactly what will grow. But if you plant seeds of confidence, clarity, and courage, you'll create a mindset that can handle anything life throws at you. Let's break this down. The way you talk to yourself shapes your reality. It's not just about what happens to you, it's about how you interpret it. Two people can face the same challenge. One says, I can't do this. The other says, I'll figure it out. Guess who succeeds? The one who believes they can. Your self-talk is like a script. It tells you who you are, what you're capable of, and what you deserve. If your script is full of negativity, you'll keep playing the same old story. But if you rewrite it, you can change the entire narrative. Here's the thing. You're already talking to yourself all day. The question is, what are you saying? Are you encouraging yourself? Or are you holding yourself back? The words you use matter. They shape your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your actions. Let's get practical. Start paying attention to your self-talk. What do you say when you make a mistake? Do you beat yourself up? Or do you remind yourself that failure is part of growth? What do you say when you're faced with a challenge? Do you focus on the obstacles? Or do you focus on the opportunities? The power of self-talk lies in its simplicity. You don't need to change everything at once. Just start with one thought. One sentence. Replace I can't with I'll try. Replace this is too hard with I'll figure it out. Small shifts lead to big changes. Think about it. If you were coaching someone else, you wouldn't tear them down. You'd encourage them. You'd remind them of their strengths. You'd help them see the possibilities. So why not do the same for yourself? Your mind is your most powerful tool, but it's also your biggest obstacle. The way you talk to yourself determines which one it becomes. If you want to change your life, start by changing your words. This isn't about fake positivity. It's about choosing thoughts that move you forward. It's about creating a mindset that works for you, not against you. And it starts with one simple shift: the way you talk to yourself. So, what's your self-talk like? Are you building yourself up, or are you tearing yourself down? The choice is yours, and the power is in your words. The 21-day challenge. Here's the deal. It takes 21 days to form a new habit. That's why we're focusing on a 21-day challenge to completely transform the way you talk to yourself. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Every day for the next 21 days, you're going to consciously choose your words. And by the end, you'll have a new default setting for your mind. Let's make this simple. For the next 21 days, your only job is to be intentional about your self-talk. That's it. No complicated strategies, no overwhelming goals. Just one thing: pay attention to your words. Here's how it works. For the first 7 days, focus on awareness. Notice what you're saying to yourself. Don't judge it, don't try to change it, just observe. Are you encouraging yourself? Or are you holding yourself back? The next 7 days are about reframing. Once you're aware of your self-talk, start replacing negative thoughts with empowering ones. Instead of "I can't," say "I'll try." Instead of "This is too hard," say "I'll figure it out." Small shifts lead to big changes. The final 7 days are about reinforcement. By now, your new self-talk will start to feel more natural. But this is where most people slip up. They get comfortable and stop being intentional. Don't let that happen. Use this final week to lock in your new mindset. Here's the key: consistency. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up every day. Even if you slip up, even if you fall back into old patterns, just keep going. Progress isn't linear. It's messy. But it's worth it. Think about it. In just 21 days, you can completely change the way you talk to yourself. And when you do, everything else will start to change too. Your confidence, your decisions, your results. This isn't just a challenge. It's an opportunity. An opportunity to take control of your mind, to create a mindset that works for you, not against you, and to set yourself up for success in every area of your life. So, are you ready? Are you ready to take the first step? To commit to 21 days of intentional self-talk? To create a new default setting for your mind? The choice is yours. The power is in your words. And the results? They'll speak for themselves. Day 1, Course 7. Awareness. The first step is awareness. For the next 7 days, your only job is to notice your self-talk. Don't judge it. Don't try to change it. Just observe. What do you say to yourself when things go wrong? What do you say when things go right? Write it down if you have to. The goal here is to become aware of the patterns that are already running your life. Let's make this simple. You don't need to do anything drastic, just pay attention. Start noticing the words you use when you talk to yourself. Are they kind? Are they encouraging? Or are they harsh? Are they holding you back? Here's why. This matters. You can't change what you don't notice. If you're not aware of your self-talk, you'll keep repeating the same patterns, and those patterns will keep producing the same results. Think about it. How often do you actually listen to yourself? Most of us go through life on autopilot. We don't even realize how much our words affect us, but they do. Every thought, every word, they shape your reality. So, for the next 7 days, just observe. When you make a mistake, what do you say? Do you beat yourself up? Or do you remind yourself that failure is part of growth? When you're faced with a challenge, what do you say? Do you focus on the obstacles, or do you focus on the opportunities? This isn't about being perfect. It's about being honest. It's about seeing yourself clearly, and it's about understanding the patterns that are already running your life. Here's a tip. Keep a journal. Write down your self-talk every day. Don't overthink it. Just jot down what you notice. Over time, you'll start to see patterns. You'll start to understand how your words affect your mindset. The goal here isn't to judge yourself. It's to become aware. Because awareness is the first step to change. You can't fix what you don't see. And you can't grow if you don't know where you're starting from. So, take this week to observe, to listen, to understand. Because once you're aware of your self-talk, you can start to change it. And that's where the real work begins. Day 8-14, reframing. Once you're aware of your self-talk, it's time to reframe it. This is where you start replacing negative thoughts with empowering ones. For example, instead of saying, "I'm so bad at this," try saying, "I'm getting better every day." Instead of, "I'll never figure this out," say, "I'm capable of finding a solution." This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing thoughts that move you forward instead of holding you back. Let's break this down. Reframing is about shifting your perspective. It's about taking the same situation and seeing it in a new light. It's not about ignoring the problem, it's about focusing on the solution. Here's how it works. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, pause. Take a moment to reframe it. Turn "I can't" into "I'll try." Turn "This is too hard" into "I'll figure it out." Small shifts lead to big changes. The key is to be intentional. Don't let your thoughts run wild. Take control. Choose your words carefully. Because the words you use shape your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your actions. Think about it. If you were coaching someone else, you wouldn't tear them down. You'd encourage them. You'd remind them of their strengths. You'd help them see the possibilities. So why not do the same for yourself? This isn't about fake positivity. It's about choosing thoughts that serve you. It's about creating a mindset that works for you, not against you. And it starts with one simple shift: the way you talk to yourself. Here's a tip. Create a list of affirmations that resonate with you. Write them down. Repeat them daily. Over time, they'll become your new default setting. The goal here isn't to eliminate all negative thoughts. That's impossible. The goal is to replace them with something better, to create a mindset that supports you, to build a foundation of confidence and resilience. So take this week to reframe, to shift your perspective, to choose thoughts that move you forward. Because the way you talk to yourself matters. And when you change your words, you change your life. Day 1521. Reinforcement. By the third week, something shifts. You begin to notice it. Your thoughts are different. Your words are different. The way you react to challenges, it's all changing. What once felt forced now feels natural. The doubt that used to creep in, it's weaker. The hesitation you once had, it's fading. You've been working on yourself, and now the work is showing. This is progress. This is transformation. But here's the danger: comfort. This is where most people get caught. They feel good, so they ease up. They stop being intentional. They think, "I've got this." And then they slip right back into their old ways. Don't let that happen. The third week is not the time to relax, it's the time to double down. Reinforcement is key. If you don't cement the foundation, it cracks. If you don't strengthen the bridge, it collapses. Your mindset is the same. You have spent 2 weeks rewiring your thoughts, breaking patterns and building new habits. Now you lock them in. Now you make them permanent. How? Repeat your affirmations. Not once, not twice. Every day. Say them when you wake up. Say them when you're walking. Say them when you're doubting yourself. Your words create your reality, and repetition is what makes them stick. Visualize your success. Picture yourself winning. See yourself handling challenges with ease. Feel the confidence. Smell the victory. Taste the success. Make it real in your mind, and your body will follow. Remind yourself why this matters. Why did you start this? Why? Did you commit to this change? Why does it matter to you? Write it down. Read it every day. Burn it into your mind. When you keep your why in front of you, you won't fall back. You won't give up. You won't drift away. And when resistance comes, and it will, you'll push through. Because now you know better. Now you are stronger. Now you are in control. Keep going. This is your moment. The science behind it. Why does this work? Why does repeating thoughts and behaviors change you? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's science. Your brain is a creature of habit. It follows patterns. It strengthens what you use, and it weakens what you don't. If you've spent years feeding it doubt, hesitation, and negativity, that's what it defaults to. Those thoughts have built highways in your mind. Fast, automatic, deeply ingrained. That's why change feels hard. That's why you slip back. It's not because you're weak. It's because your brain is trained to return to what it knows. But here's the good news. You can retrain it. You can build new highways. You can replace the old with the new. And when you do, your brain will start to default to those instead. It all comes down to repetition. The more you repeat a thought, the stronger the neural pathways become. The more you reinforce a behavior, the easier it gets. The first time you say an affirmation, it feels strange. The 10th time, it's familiar. The 100th time, it's automatic. That's why negative self-talk is so powerful. It's been repeated for years, but guess what? Positive self-talk works the same way. Confidence works the same way. Resilience works the same way. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity. Your brain isn't fixed. It changes, it adapts, it rewires itself based on what you feed it. Give it doubt, it strengthens doubt. Give it confidence, it strengthens confidence. And the best part? It doesn't take years. It starts now. Every time you choose a better thought, every time you reinforce a new belief, your brain listens. It rewires. It builds. So what does this mean for you? It means you are in control. It means you don't have to be a prisoner to old habits. It means you can choose what your mind believes. It means you can create a new default. The process is simple but not easy. You have to show up. You have to be consistent. You have to do the work. But if you do, everything changes. You break free. You become unstoppable. You step into the person you were meant to be. This is not theory. This is not wishful thinking. This is science, and it's working in your favor. Real-life examples. Let's get real. You've got a big presentation coming up. Maybe it's at work, maybe it's for school. Either way, the pressure is on. Your heart starts to race, your palms get sweaty. That little voice in your head, it's already whispering, I'm going to mess this up. They're all going to judge me. I'm not good enough. Pause. Right there. This is where most people get stuck. The battle isn't on the stage, it's in your mind. And if you lose that battle, the rest doesn't matter. But what if you flip the script? New self-talk. I've prepared for this. I know my material. I'm ready to share my ideas. Feel the shift? Same situation, different mindset. One keeps you trapped in fear. The other moves you towards success. Let's look at this in action. Picture an athlete before a big game. If they tell themselves, I'm going to choke, what happens? They tense up. They hesitate. They play small. But the ones who say, I'm ready, I've trained for this moment, they step up. They take the shot. They win. This applies everywhere. Job interviews, sales calls, difficult conversations. The words you feed your mind shape your reality. Now, think about someone you admire. A leader, an entrepreneur, a performer. Do you think they never felt doubt? Of course they did. But they didn't let it control them. They mastered their self-talk. And that's why they succeeded. You can do the same. Here's a simple trick. Next time you catch yourself thinking negatively, ask, would I say this to a friend? If the answer is no, don't say it to yourself. Replace it with something better, something that moves you forward. Try it. Watch what happens. The ripple effect changes the way you talk to yourself, and you change your life. But it doesn't stop there. It changes the lives of those around you. Picture a stone dropped into water, ripples spread out. That's you. That's your energy, your confidence, your mindset reaching others. When you start believing in yourself, people notice. You walk taller. You speak with conviction. You bring a new kind of presence into the room, and that inspires others. Ever been around someone who constantly complains? It drains you. Now think of someone who lifts you up, who encourages you, who makes you feel like you can take on the world. That's the kind of energy you create when you master your self-talk. It affects your family. If you're a parent, your kids are watching. If they see you doubt yourself, they learn doubt. But if they see you push forward with confidence, they learn resilience. It affects your workplace. Leaders who empower themselves empower their teams. A confident leader creates a confident culture. One person shifts, and suddenly, the whole environment improves. It even affects strangers. Ever had a barista or cashier brighten your day just by being positive? That's the ripple effect in action. Your mindset doesn't just stay inside you. It radiates. This isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing how you respond. You can be the person who spreads doubt and negativity, or you can be the one who brings strength and encouragement. So, where do you start? Small. One thought at a time. One word at a time. Shift how you speak to yourself, and soon, you'll notice the shift in those around you, and just like that, the ripple grows. Common mistakes to avoid. Let's talk about what not to do, because success isn't just about what you do right, it's also about what you don't do wrong. First, don't expect overnight results. This is a process, a journey, and every great journey takes time. You don't plant a seed today and harvest a tree tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. Growth happens in stages, and patience is the price you pay for real, lasting change. The mistake is expecting immediate transformation. You say a few affirmations, you change your self-talk for a day or two, and when you don't feel different, you give up. But that's not how it works. The mind takes time to rewire. It's like building a muscle. You don't go to the gym once and expect to be in shape. You go again and again, even when you don't see the results right away. And then one day, you look in the mirror and see a new version of yourself staring back at you. Second, don't beat yourself up if you slip. You will slip. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because progress isn't linear, it's not a straight road. There will be days when you fall back into old habits, old thoughts, old doubts. That's part of the process. But here's the key. Don't stay down. Get back up. Every time you catch yourself slipping, remind yourself that awareness is progress. Noticing the slip means you're growing. It means you're changing. And if you keep going, eventually the new habits will take root. But the biggest mistake? Just going through the motions. Saying the words but not believing them. Writing down affirmations but not feeling them. Listening to advice but not applying it. This isn't about checking a box. This is about transformation. Be intentional. Every word matters. Every thought counts. Every choice shapes your future. So don't just go through the motions. Feel it. Believe it. Live it. And when you do, change becomes inevitable. 10. Tools to help you succeed. Now let's talk about making this easier. Because success isn't just about effort. It's also about having the right tools. First, keep a journal. Your mind is full of thoughts, and if you don't track them, you won't know what's helping you and what's holding you back. Write down your self-talk every day. The good, the bad, all of it. At the end of the week, read through it. Look for patterns. See where you're strong. See where you're weak. And most importantly, see where you can improve. Because when you track something, you control it. And when you control it, you can change it. Second, create a list of affirmations that resonate with you. Not just any words, not just something you find online, but words that speak to you. Words that make you feel something. If an affirmation doesn't move you, it won't change you. Find the ones that hit you deep. Write them down. Say them daily. Look yourself in the mirror and speak them with conviction. Because words shape reality, and the right words can reshape your life. And third, find an accountability partner. Someone who will remind you of your commitment when you forget. Because you will forget. Life gets busy. Old habits creep back in. And that's when you need someone who won't let you slide. Someone who will call you out when you're making excuses. Someone who will remind you why you started in the first place. Success is easier when you don't go it alone. So find that person. Keep each other on track. And watch how much faster you grow. Use these tools. Make them part of your daily routine. Because when you combine effort with the right tools, success isn't just possible. It's inevitable. The long-term impact by the end of these 21 days, you won't just have a new habit, you'll have something greater. A new mindset. One that sees beyond today. One that isn't shaken by a bad morning, a tough week, or even a year that didn't go as planned. Because that's what this is really about. Not just the habit, not just the routine, but the person you become along the way. A person who understands growth, a person who doesn't back down, a person who looks at challenges and thinks, good, Now I get to prove what I'm made of. See, most people never change because they think short term. They wake up, feel motivated, take some action, but the moment it gets hard, they stop. They tell themselves, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm just not the kind of person who sticks with things, but you're proving to yourself that you are that kind of person because you didn't just show up once, you showed up again and again and again. That's what changes everything. Discipline isn't about the big moments. It's about what you do when nobody's watching, when there's no applause, when the results aren't instant, because they won't be. Let me tell you something. Real success never happens overnight. It happens when you keep going long after the excitement wears off. When it's day 22, day 30, day 100, and you're still in the game. That's when you see the real impact. Because now, you don't just have a habit, you have belief. You have proof that you can commit. You have momentum. And momentum is a powerful thing. It carries you forward. It makes the next challenge easier. It makes the next goal feel possible. And before you know it, you're looking back at the version of yourself from 21 days ago and realizing you're different. Not just in what you do, but in how you think. You don't fear failure the way you used to. You don't hesitate like you did before. You don't see obstacles as stop signs. You see them as stepping stones. And that changes everything. Because life will throw challenges at you. It always does. There will be setbacks. There will be moments where you wonder if you're making progress at all. But now you'll have something most people don't. A mindset that doesn't quit, a mindset that doesn't run, mindset that sees every challenge as a chance to grow, and that's the kind of mindset that leads to real success. Not just in one area, but in everything. Because once you prove to yourself that you can change one thing, you realize you can change anything. And that's when life opens up. Not because it gets easier, but because you get stronger. Your new default setting. The best part? This isn't temporary. This isn't something you do for 21 days and then forget. No, this is different. Because once you've done this, once you've shown up, stayed consistent, pushed through the resistance, it becomes who you are. It becomes automatic. You don't have to force it anymore. You don't have to think about it so much. It's just what you do. That's real change. Not struggling every day to do the right thing, but making it so natural, so ingrained, that it feels strange not to do it. Think about it. The first time you started this, it felt like work. You had to remind yourself. You had to push yourself. Some days, you didn't feel like it at all, but you did it anyway. And now it's your default setting. That's how real transformation happens. Not in one big moment, but in the small, repeated actions that shift who you are. Because here's the truth. Everything you do because of a pattern. And before this, maybe your patterns didn't serve you. Maybe your self-talk made you doubt yourself. Maybe your habits kept you stuck. Maybe every time you tried to change, something pulled you back. But not anymore. Because you've reprogrammed yourself. You've trained your mind to support you, not sabotage you. You've trained your body to show up even when it's hard. And now the things that used to feel impossible, they feel normal. That's power, not willpower. Not forcing yourself through sheer discipline every day, but real power, the kind that comes from changing what's natural for you. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who seems unstoppable? Someone who just does the right things, without thinking twice? Someone who always seems to be moving forward, growing, improving. It's not because they're special. It's because their default settings are different. They don't have to convince themselves to take action. They don't have to fight against their own mind. They just do it. And that's exactly where you're heading, because the hardest part is over. The hardest part was starting. The hardest part was breaking the old patterns. Overcoming the resistance. Pushing past the part of you that wanted to quit. But now you're past that. Now this is who you are. And once something becomes who you are, you don't have to try anymore. You don't have to wake up and wonder, will I do it today? You just do, because it's no longer a question. This is your life now. And that's when everything changes, not just for today. Not just for 21 days, but for good. Think about it. What could you achieve if your mind was your greatest ally instead of your biggest critic? What if every challenge felt like an opportunity? What if every setback was just a setup for a comeback? That's the power of intentional self-talk, and it's all within your reach, starting today. So, here's the takeaway. The way you talk to yourself matters. It shapes your reality, your decisions, and your results. But you don't have to stay stuck in old patterns. In just 21 days, you can create a new default setting for your mind, one that sets you up for success in every area of your life. Are you ready to take the first step?